Yo, I get bricked up whenever I'm taking a shower, and then the soap is like rubbing on my private parts, and then it's kind of slippery, and then boom, my urge to fap increases. I might even fap later. One of these times, right, whenever you have this kind of sexual urge for you to fap, and then like you end up doing it anyways because you have less discipline, willpower, and all that. I've been there, and it has been worse before. Like I would even get bricked up whenever I look at a girl, whenever I'm walking to school or whatever, bro. That was fucked up, right? Now, of course, I have this in control now. Of course, I know how to use my sexual energy for my better, for my own personal growth. And then I want you to learn the same, because you have clicked on this video so that you know what to do whenever you have the urge, sexual urge. And I'm supposing right here, right now, you don't have a girlfriend, because most of the viewers wouldn't have a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend. We are single right now. We are quite young right now. We are young men. And then it's almost like illegal made by the government. It's like illegal by the government, by the law or whatever, for us to marry kind of early, right? I mean, you wouldn't be able to provide even though you marry early. So it's kind of like you don't have a girl to fuck, because the whole point of you getting a boner was to either fuck or to work for your personal growth. Whatever it is, your fitness, your finances, your spirituality, it's either for you to reproduce or for you to make yourself better as a species. This is how you exactly do it. I would suggest you to watch this video like in sequence, even though you're not gonna watch the full video in one shot. Just watch this in sequence, right? If you're busy, then just save this video for later, but make sure you watch this video in sequence. Okay, I'm gonna give you some tips and then practical stuff also. So why do you first get a boner? You have to make sure, right? Because one of those random times when you get a boner, I've made a video on 3 random reasons why you get a boner. First, you must identify, why do you get boner? At what time do you specifically get boner? Because we are all different person, right? It could be like, oh, whenever I just had a heavy meal. We never know, it may be that for you. Whenever you are feeling like pooping, whenever you are like just waking up, figure out what is your like most vulnerable times for you to get boner. Like you could even journal right now those times when you get boner the most. Maybe it's like around 3 p.m, 4 p.m, when your testosterone spikes up, because you have testosterone. And let me tell you, I suppose right now that you understand that the sexual energy is the most strongest energy. The strongest desire for any human being is like sexual. This sexual energy, this sexual desire, this sexual urge, whatever. And then the second is like the urge to smoke and do all these substances. And then the third is like, I forgot in sequence, right? But the third is like for junk food and all that. The first, the sexual energy. And I'm gonna teach you how to control it whenever you have the urge to do so. Because let me tell you, if you're a man with 2 balls between your legs, you're gonna always have the urge to do so. Figure out your timings, figure out the times when you're vulnerable, and then, just be proactive, have this, stoic mindset, and then indulge in those like vulnerable times, but don't get too worried about it. I mean, of course you will get, I am vulnerable at 3 p.m. and instead of being worrying about like, oh yeah, am I gonna always get boner at 3 p.m. Be stoic and have a positive mindset about it. Have this mindset right now. This is a practical like mindset right now for you to have. Whenever you're writing, whenever you are the most vulnerable, have that, oh yeah, I get vulnerable to fap at this time. Doesn't matter, I'm gonna fix that because I've written that down. So next time I get to this time, there's more gonna be awareness, and there's more gonna be like a willpower for you and discipline, because you already know and you already like written it down whenever you're the most vulnerable. Suppose it's like 4 p.m. for you. For me it was like 5, 6. For you it was 4 p.m. Well, the next day when it is 4 p.m, you know what to do. You know that you're gonna be aware of that. You're gonna be like, fuck, it's finally 4 p.m. I don't think the sexual urge is gonna control me. I'm gonna control this one now. All because you have written it down and you have made it aware for yourself. So now you just told yourself, yeah, I'm gonna control this urge now. I'm gonna control this strongest energy of mankind now. How? Well, you relax. Well, you relax, and this happens even before you get this urge. Of course, before, right? And then during you get this urge, and also after, because you're gonna get it the next time anyway. So it's like the before for the next one. Put it simple, you must relax your muscles, because if you have been training yourself to like tense up your muscles, if you have been training yourself to fap whenever you are feeling the urge to do so, whenever you feel the urge to ejaculate, whenever you have the desire, then it's gonna take time. But you have to, you know, learn to relax, because just think about it. Whenever you are feeling the urge to do so, or whenever you are even at the moment of doing it, your muscles are tensed up. Your abs, abdominals, maybe even your chest and some part of your shoulder, and then even your bicep is tensed up. You're tensing your muscle a lot. And then on top of that, you're breathing shallowly. So the one practical thing, the one practical step for you right now is to just inhale with me, okay? Inhale and then exhale. Now as you do this, as you take these deep breaths, because that is what we want, okay? Deep, slow breath. I didn't mean that breath, bro. When you take this deep, slow breath, what you're doing is reducing your heart rate. Reduce your heart rate. Relax that muscle consciously at first. Of course, at first you're gonna be consciously doing it instead of subconsciously, because it's not a habit for you to relax those muscles yet, right? So you must consciously learn to relax that abdominal abs muscle, especially your leg muscle, calves, and all that. Just learn to relax. And then take deep breaths. Of course, at first you're still gonna be doing this out of motivation. Like if you have ever seen my video on like how to do self-improvement with motivation, of course you're gonna be doing with motivation at first, just because you have watched this video for 7 minutes so far. Do it with motivation. Doesn't matter if the media is telling you to do it with discipline. This is your first initial phase, okay? And then I've been telling this all the time. I've been telling this to the people who always ask me, how do I create habits? Like, man, how do I stay consistent with meditation? Man, first you need to build that habit. Whether it is starting working out, meditation, journaling, or even working on some other projects that you are passionate about, build that habit first. Because if you have never done that before, it's gonna be a struggle for you if you try to like think that you are that professional expert already. Whether you are the like, you know, expert in that field already. You must think yourself that you're a beginner. Okay, I'm gonna drop my ego down. I'm a beginner right now. It doesn't matter if I do it consciously or not. I can't get to that point where I want to get to it just yet. I know it's gonna take time, but certainly I'm gonna get here. Relax your muscles, ab muscles. Whenever you do this, you'll find that each time, every day that you practice doing this consciously, you're gonna get better at it. And then one time it will be like not even conscious anymore. It will be like unconsciously, or maybe even unintentionally, out of habit, you're gonna be doing it automatically. That's what happens every time now. Now I just take shower, even though I'm rubbing my private areas with slippery soap and all that. I get the urge, but I don't get boner anymore, because number 2 tip, I don't indulge in it. Okay, now I just learned to relax my muscles, because it would have been worse if I tense my muscles and then increase my heart rate, and then also increase the blood flow in that particular, you know, pelvic area. Now I don't indulge in this urge anymore. You know, there's 2 ways to go with this. It could be like physically, and it could also be mentally. You know, whenever you have this urge, and so like I've been always telling you, whenever you have this urge and whatever, hopefully you take it in more like, because whenever I tell you, whenever you have this urge, you're thinking that, oh, whenever I have this urge, that means that I have this urge all the time. It's affecting your subconscious mind. Like, that's what most influencers do, right? This is like a side tangent, but you're gonna improve. Just know that you're gonna improve, because no matter if you have this urge right now, you're gonna deal with it, and this is why you are here. Just have this mindset right now whenever you're watching this full length video. I suppose you won't understand this side tangent that I'm going into. Whenever you have this urge, now you relax your muscle. Now you have just taken deep breaths out of habit, out of your own habits. Deep, slow breaths. And now you don't want to indulge in that physical, you know, pelvic area through like tensing your muscle, because you've just relaxed your muscle, right? Abs muscle relax. Okay, great. But your blood flow is going there because you have that urge, because that is why you're having the urge in the first place, right? You're having the blood flow anyways, even though you're relaxing your muscles. Don't indulge in it, because it will only get harder. Let me tell you, it will only get harder for you. It will only get more bricked up if you force it. Can you do this? Hopefully you can do this, right? I mean, obviously you're gonna be able to do this if you are a male, like, you know, forcing our dick to bam, 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 bam. You know how to do that, right? You know how to do that already. I don't even have to teach you. It's like teaching you how to drink your water while you already learned as a, you know, human species. We learn, bro. So hopefully you know how to do this shit. You don't want to do this shit though. You just want to, you know, learn to relax without indulging in this. I'm just doing this right now, just trying to, you know, get a feel of it. And then let me tell you, you can do that whenever you don't have the urge, whenever you're confident enough that you don't have this urge, because this exercise is said to, you know, increase your blood flow, and then, you know, your sexual performance in the bedroom, the minutes you last long, the hours you last long. Bro, you don't have a girlfriend right now. I don't have a girlfriend right now, so just fuck it, right? Don't even train your dick as much right now. Don't even focus on, you know, doing these Kegel or whatever you want to call it, Kegel exercises right now. You don't want to indulge in that, okay? Now you didn't, because let me tell you, every single time I have a boner, especially when I'm sitting at this desk and studying, that happened like a couple of days ago too, I got this boner, right? It was fucking strong. Automatically I wanted to do this, and for you also, let me tell you in advance right now, spoiler alert, you're also gonna get the urge to, you know, just a little bit, no, even though you're sitting down, even though the blood is flowing out there, you just want to keep it this way. No matter how much you want to tense your muscle just to get it up. No, you tell your body, no. You divert your focus from here to the task at hand, which takes us to the, you know, the mental side of thing. Because of course the task at hand could be like, you know, the mental side of things could also be like the tasks that you're doing, or just random memories on your mind. Okay, so whenever you're having this urge again, you want to divert your focus. You want to divert your focus either to your memory or to the task at hand. So you first have to figure out whether or not you are having this urge on like your study session, or whenever you're having this urge when you're just done with your workout and then you just took butt, and then it's one of those times when you're just lonely now. It's one of those boring hours of your day, and then you're not even using internet anymore because of dopamine detox. Okay, now what you want to do? Divert your focus. Divert your focus if you don't have anything to do with your memory that you already have. You know, you always have these past memories of like happy moments. It is said by researchers that, I don't have the link to the study or anything, but whenever you are happy, you are less likely to jerk off, right? You already know this. Whenever you, like, you don't fucking jerk off like smiling and then cheerful and then laughing out, and then you don't do that. You don't go around being happy with your friends, family, and then laughing, and then you're like, oh, it's a great time to masturbate right now. No. You don't fucking masturbate at the, you know, comedy show. There's a role of happiness in increasing your control over your body. Control over especially your sexual energy, because it's like the sexual urge, the horniness is quite, like, happiness and horniness is like a wide difference, right? I'm not an expert at, you know, emotions. I'm not an expert at this like vibration of emotions or whatever, but You know this, right? We know this. Happiness and horniness are different. When you're happy, you're less likely to be horny. When you're horny, you may or may not be happy, but you're always gonna be able to control your horniness whenever you're happy. So think of a happy memory whenever you have the urge. Maybe, you know what, I got these tips from I think it's like, I don't know, from a book or a video of like a year ago. I forgot, man. My memory is bad, especially like a year ago. My memory is fucked up because I was on those down bad days, right? It was like, whenever you're not happy, just smile. Even though you're not happy, just smile and just force yourself to smile, and then you'll end up smiling anyways. Like right now, I just forced myself to smile. Of course, I'm just happy right now, so I'm also smiling for that. But it's like when you force yourself to smile, those muscles sends a signal to your brain that, oh yeah, I'm happy right now. So your brain releases the chemical reaction, neurotransmitters and dopamine and oxytocin or whatever. Because whenever you're happy, it's usually like your brain releasing happy chemicals, so you smile. But now you're smiling to release those happy chemicals, and it works anyways. Smile as fuck, laugh out because of the joke, of the lame joke that your friend told you some years ago, even some months ago, or even that happy memory that you had, the family trip, and then the funny moments that you had with your family when you were laughing out loud with your family on video call, and then you couldn't just hold your laugh back, but to just you had moments when you laughed like that. Probably you had moments, obviously you had moments. Think about that. Of course, you can also make up your own memory, like using your imagination. Make sure you are, creating this positive vibe in yourself so that you can distract yourself from being horny to being happy. Thinking about the positive memory always work. You know what I do? I always think about I'm gonna just say it right now, the video call that I had with my mom and my younger brother, and then we were just laughing because my mom just kept on saying bye, good night, even though that was something she said like 20 minutes ago, and then she kept telling, and then we were laughing out loud, and then I know it was not even that funny just to think about it, but when you're at the moment, it's kind of really funny, right? I just think about that whenever I'm having a boner, and then I don't automatically think about that. That's fucking weird, right? But I trained myself to think about that. It's just like how you relax your muscle. You consciously relax your muscle just like that. You consciously think about a happy memory. Or if you're doing a task right now, you could also think about a happy memory whenever you're doing a task and you just had a boner. But most preferably, if you're somewhat confident with yourself, you can, still do the task and then focus on the task itself. Even though you're having this boner, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna relax my muscle, I'm not gonna tense it anymore, I'm gonna full focus on my, study. Whether or not you're confident with yourself will determine with your experience, really. Because, I'm just saying these advices in general. I don't even know if you're at day 0 or day 3 or day 5 of NoFap. Although I'm not a fan of like NoFap streaks or whatever, but it's just like a timeline to calculate, right? Because the phases are all different. The phases are all different in terms of like your physical and then your hormonal and then your mental side of things. The phases really matters on those three, so it's really your experience. Are you considering yourself confident whether or not if you can distract yourself with happy memories whenever you are even like working and then getting boner? The idea here is to just distract yourself from this boner, from this sexual urge, to that happy memory or to that funny memory or to that task at hand, if you can do so. That is pretty much about it. I know you've been wanting me to tell you like, yeah, do 69 push-ups right now, like the reels you see on Instagram where they first like keep you hooked, keep your attention hooked, where the like bad influencer, evil influencer keep you hooked with some girls on TikTok dancing and then all that, and then suddenly they give a clip of David Goggins telling you to do 69 push. I mean, I get pissed off, almost like pissed off and disappointed whenever I see those reels, man. Here is an influencer telling you to do 69 push-ups while you are just clicking on that, while they are using those, you know, girls on TikTok to use your primal desire to keep you hooked on their platform so that they can get more watch time on their reels, so that they can get famous and finally promote their products that they have and make them rich. Those influencers are using your, you know, primal desires, especially those who are using like contents, you know, like, I don't know how to say this, nude contents. It's not even nude contents, it's like sexual content, kind of like provoking you, like poking your sexual, you know, primal desire, because you want to fuck, we want to fuck, of course we want to fuck, but we don't have a growth. So what's the best thing that we can do? Channel it. And how do you do that? Hopefully if you have not skipped around to the video, and then if you have not skipped here to this section, you already know it by then, because I've been talking about relaxing yourself and then breathing slowly and deeply, and then like distracting your mind with the task at hand. This is what you do. This is what I do right now. I've been like more than 40 days, like almost 50 days, I guess. I don't even count, right? I even forgot my days. Of course, I was obsessed with it at first, like counting my NoFap days. Oh, it's 21 days now. 21 days, habit. 30 days, oh, it's been a month. It's like, when you keep on distracting yourself from the boner to your work, to your real personal growth that you have in your life, and using that sexual energy to build your life, and then to work relentlessly, even though you're tired, you're using the testosterone, the sexual energy to put on your work and see growth with your studies, with your work, with your, I don't know, YouTube or whatever. That is beautiful. That is the point where you want to get to, because one, you don't have a girlfriend. Two, it's better to put in your personal growth, especially if you're a young man. Share this video to someone who you think might, like, you know, find this video helpful. Send this to that person you know right now who always like jerks off. Okay? And of course, this is not for, you know, like, there's always gonna be specific doubts and questions that you are having right now, especially like personal questions. Oh yeah, you just told that you know, distract yourself with happy memories, but I don't have happy memories. Also, that's kind of like a rare case that you don't have any memories to distract yourself with. But the idea is that if you want any, you know, personal tips and all that, you can click the top link in the description right now, and then, you know, sign up for my coaching and then buy my course. I'm just kidding. You can just book a free call with me on like Calendly website. Hopefully you know how to use that website. It's not complicated. You just have to select the date and then select the time, which I've just allotted in the September month. And you know, I'm taking free calls, and then I'm only taking like 1-2 calls per day, so grab your seat and I'm gonna coach you. If you found this video helpful, just see if it's gonna work for you. Okay, improve your life one step at a time, always.